Ang Lee is known for both the stunning visual style and emotional authenticity of his features. In the past 2 decades, he's established himself as one of the leading directors in both Chinese and English language films. After college and military service in his native Taiwan, he moved to the United States to study. Lee's first mainstream success came in 1995 when he directed Emma Thompson's adaptation of Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility. It attracted 12 BAFTA nominations, eventually winning 3, including Best Film. Then Lee returned to Chinese language cinema with the lavish Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, a martial arts epic of love, loss, loyalty and betrayal, which won 4 awards from both British and American academies. It's with great pleasure that we welcome Ang Lee to BAFTA's A Life in Pictures. If we can go back to 1954 and afterwards in Taiwan, your decision to study theatre rather than a profession, engineering or medicine or whatever, how much of a rebellion, or how much did that place you sort of outside what was expected of you at the time?
I was growing in a conservative place in Taiwan, the 60s, 70s. I was very repressed as artistically in any which of art, but movie is kind of the only thing I could watch like once or twice a week. When I was young, of course, we saw a lot of Hollywood movies, action movie, of course, all the boys like. And from my culture, whether the movies produced in Taiwan or Hong Kong in Chinese language, there were a lot of melodramas. I was very easy to cry in the theater sometimes in the melodramas or operatic movies. I would cry so hard the whole row of people would start laughing. Look at that kid. I couldn't stop
just
crying.
So engaged,
yeah, it was very easy to get emotional, very easy to cry, whether it's in the theater or in normal life. I cry very easily. And then when I was maybe 10, the martial art genre started to take off. It started from B-movie to like your mainstream movies. So for a long time, I was basking. First martial art like swordsman, classical swordsman sort of. Then once the Bruce Lee comes in, it's another genre, it's a fist fight. So those are my major things. I wasn't aware of art filmmaking until I got into the Academy of Arts.
And then, of course, you went to the United States in your early 20s and studied in Illinois. And then you went to film school in NYU.
Yeah. It was a turning point for me because it was just sight and sound. It was so easy. That's the first thing I find out. I hardly speak English, but everybody listened to me, and I can produce whatever I was thinking of. There's not much obstacles between me and sight and sound. And I had some theatrical background that helped the dramatic event, and just use camera to tell a story and capture what's dramatically interesting to me. It was like the easiest thing for me. In life, I'm a clumsy person, but when only directing, not editing, just when everybody started to listen to me, it's a strange thing.
But it was a screenplay competition in Taiwan that actually then attracted attention, sufficient attention for you to make your first film.
Yeah, I wrote that script because it's a script competition held by the government. I thought I might win some money. The prize is pretty good.
Yeah. But the extraordinary thing about this competition was that you didn't just win first prize, you won the second prize as well.
That was the wedding banquet, yeah. Yeah, I won the first and the second prize.
Yeah. And at this stage, you'd met James Schamus, had you, Focus Features?
Yes, I met James Schamus and Ted Hope, his partner. They formed Good Machine. Mm. James looked like a professor, a used car salesman. The whole time I pitched them the movie, they pitched them to me. They say, we're the king of no-budget filmmaking in New York. Your money is luxurious for us. We're the best person for you. We're going to make this movie. The whole time I was hoping that they're not crooks. They don't take my money.
They take your money. Ruin your film.
And I'm the worst pitcher in the world. I couldn't pitch. James said I couldn't pitch out of the basket. I told him I spent an hour told him the movie is like the worst. James afterwards said to me that was the worst pitch I ever heard.
Because it did tremendously well, didn't it? From that 750,000.
Oh yeah, it was the most profitable movie in 1993.
Yeah. More profitable than Jurassic Park.
Yeah, twice the rate. If you count on the investment and the return, yeah.
So then you go in a completely different direction. You go to this amazing, thoughtful, poetic piece, Brokeback Mountain. Now, what was the first that you knew? Because there was the Annie Proulx story. Did it come to you as a screenplay, or was it the story that
Well, it came into a short story and the screenplay, and I read the short story first because it's shorter, and I cried. And I thought to myself, why would I cry? There's nothing further away from me than Wyoming gay cowboys. Why was I cry? It's so strange. The language, half of the language I didn't quite understand. It sounds really peculiar. So I said, if you want me to make another movie, which I didn't want to end my career. I feel like retiring after the Hulk. I said, just don't make me angry. Whoever gets in my way. If you want me to make that movie, just whoever bother me, just push them away. That's all you need to do. Just let me let's make this small movie. Obviously, in our house, nobody outside our house will see it. Let's make it cheaply. I just want to relax. I just want to make another movie so my life doesn't get lost. And go back to my father. At that time, I told my father, I went back to Taiwan, visit my father. I said, I don't think I want to take it anymore. I want to retire. He said, so finally you're going to teach. I said, no. He says, bad. My older son was with me in that trip. He said, it's bad example for your kids. No, you do nothing. He said, go ahead, make another movie. That was the first time in our lives he said, go ahead. I got his blessing to be a filmmaker. And 2 weeks later, he was in good health. He passed away. So I did the funeral, and I didn't want to have time to grieve. And I jumped right into the pre-production of Brokeback.
Is it that people, have...
I didn't know I just want to secure the acting. That's all I do. I want to finish the day. Yeah. I didn't have a lot of cinematic ambition. The script is good, and the actors are brilliant. The scenery is magnificent. It's even though it's tragic, the story, but it's about love. So it's very nurturing, So I had a good time shooting the movie, and when it hit the shopping mall, it became a hit. I got nervous. I think people are going to lynch me for portraying gay cowboys.
Was it difficult to cast? Because at that point, it was still fairly unusual for actors who'd been in mainstream films to play.
Not to those characters. Yeah, I had some difficulty. Some feel hesitated or didn't call back after the interview. But I was very happy that I get these two guys. They're like, we'll do anything to do this. This is an incredible love story.